All right, what's going on, guys? So in this video, I'm gonna show you like a in-depth on how to bottom tick or top tick. So in this trade, as you guys can see, with the executions, $1,300 trade. So with that, actually $1,300, and this one was almost a 2-hour trade. Probably the longest, best trade I've ever had. But with that, we're gonna continue forward on breaking this down. Okay, so starting on the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, um, we noticed that our last candle right here ended up respecting this discount PD array, which is our 4-hour fair value gap. After I saw that we were respecting this, I moved down, zoom in just a little bit. Let me just get rid of this real quick. Okay, so this is what I saw. Okay, we're respecting our discount PD raise, and what do we see? We have lower time frame, not on the 4-hour, but on the 4-hour we actually have a premium PD array right up here on both pairs. But I'm just focused on NQ. So with that, this is just mostly focusing on a 4-hour. If those of you know what, I think it's a CRT or something. So as you guys can see, we respected our PD array. We failed to displace this 4-hour low. So I like to see a reversal with this. It would have been a little bit of a bonus if we had an SMT, but we didn't have an SMT, I don't think. No, we just filled out this 1-hour imbalance down here. So with that, right here is our 4-hour mark that we respected. Going back to the 4-hour time frame, I'd like to see price come back down and respect our half level of our 4-hour candle of the wick that we created from the bottom to the body or open. So with that, using our time frame alignment, so the 4-hour will be connected to the 15-minute. So with the 15-minute, again, we have all this liquidity. This is where my partials for my profits were at. So that proved to me that we had all this resting liquidity that needed to get tapped into, which was just giving me more confidence on the trade in general. So actually going back to the 4-hour, you will be marking out, yeah, right here. You'll be marking out the previous 4-hour highs is our target. So going back to 15-minute, we realize that we have all this sell side liquidity or buy side liquidity. Moving on to 5-minute, because I used the inversion fair value gap as my entry on this, and OTE. So with that, on the 5-minute time frame, we have this 5-minute fair value gap. Then moving to your OTE to get the exact placement that you want. I put it from the bottom to the top. I did this a little bit more lower. Give me a better R. So I mean, yeah, that's basically it. Really, you're just focusing mostly on the higher time frame, obviously. Um, We don't see displacement right here. We respected PD arrays, and I'd like to see a continuation. Simple as that. To know where I'm going to enter is yes, you can enter straight off just the 4 hour half point. That also would have given you an entry right there. Or to double check everything, I noticed that we have a 5 minute imbalance right here on the lower time frame. So what did price want to do? We wanted to fill out this fair value gap and then have our continuation and use the volatility of Asia open come into play. So with that, if you guys don't know how to bottom tick um, using everything that I showed you, this would have been my Asia trade. So with that right here on the lower time frame, obviously we have our bullish continuation. So I'd like to see us target this as our drawn liquidity, which would also been our 4 hour previous high. So right here, market opened, we dipped, and as we were having our climb up, we create our higher time frame PD array. And if you guys take a look on ES, we ended up tapping into the PD array, respecting it, creating an SMT on NQ, which would have been the lagging pair. I think ES would be the leading pair, unless I have that mixed up. As you guys can see, respected PD array, create a SMT, high probability trade for longs. You guys could have entered off of this 1 minute inversion fair value gap or waited for our 5 minutes order block, which will be right here, and then scale down if you enter off inversion fair value gaps, which is what I do. I would have scaled down, use the recent fair value gap, enter stop loss down at the either the wicks or the bottom of our previous respected fair value gap. I mean this, yes, we have a fair value gap right here, but I mostly just had my eyes on this to know what is a support level, you know what I mean? And our entry would have been something like this, possibly. I would have gone in there sooner after seeing the SMT, respecting for value gap, and seeing this huge candles reactions to everything. But yeah, targeting this would have been a quick 1 to 3. So, like I said, in the overall trade, it did take me 2 hours, but on this trade, it would have taken you from 8:25 you would have entered, and 8:41 is where you would have exit. Keep in mind this is Asia session, so it's a lot slower. Not like the volatility that we got from Asia is pretty good price action. This is pretty good price action. Easy continuation, little entry manipulation right here. You would have set your standard deviation on the manipulation leg down and know where to hit max profits at. I had a standard deviation set up, so there can possibly be a reversal, but it seems like we displaced over this PD array. So hopefully we can see some type of continuation outwards and get a higher time frame market structure shift. But with that, this is how I bottom ticked NASDAQ trading the transition of, or just trading Asia session, really. And as you guys can see, type stop loss. Wait, tight stop loss. Oh my god. Yeah, drawn liquidity was the 4 hour, and you could have gotten for PM, but I'm not gonna be in that trade for 3 hours. So, but this is all you guys need to know right here. I think this is CRT model, inversion fair value gap on a lower time frame, and OTE to get a precise entry. If not, I always use zero point 0.5 of a fair value gap or zero point 0.5 of the entire 4 hour wick. That's it. Simple as that. But yeah, hopefully you guys learn something because that's my goal. Is just for you guys to learn something or whatever. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later.